Noah. We're looking at Shem. We're looking at Abram. We're looking at Isaac. We're looking at Jacob, Esau. We're going all throughout this vine. This is a highly powerful vine of ancestry. So when we get to the place in this scripture where in verse 18, and it reads, and he is the head of the body, the church, who is beginning, the firstborn, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have preeminence. What we're looking at this point is this particular vine, this vine of Shem, this vine of Jesse, the Davidic vine, maturing and coming into a level of maturity through experiences, coming in and out of this life at heightened levels, at reaching heightened marks, that it's justifiable for God to send his only begotten Son into the earth to manifest the first begotten from the dead. What does that mean? It's been bugging me. The first begotten from the dead. The firstborn from this powerful ancestral line. Begotten means to beget, means to birth, to bring forth something. Jesus is the firstborn from the ancestral line of David. This is what it's conveying. We've got to be in a place where we're able to look at things for what the scripture is saying and what the history of the people have done. The first begotten of the dead. This is how they could prophesy such a thing happening. It's as if this life, we can look at our own lives and see this. Do you think you're born in this life with levels of gifts, favor, grace, whatever you're born with, just because you're lucky? Do you? Do you have deja vu moments in your life where you're like, this seems so familiar? Because you're just on a ley line somewhere and the energy is like that in that area? Do you think that? If that's the case, then why isn't everybody else having those experiences while you're in that area? Why is it only exclusive to some people? This life is a build. When we look at the Apocrypha, I can substantiate this with the Apocrypha. I don't even need to pull it out. You can go and look at any commentary I have when I speak to the book of Enoch. God says in the book of Enoch, plain as day, that this life is for Adam and Eve to be able to come to a knowing of themselves and of God through multiple lifetimes. You will never get the totality of what this life is to teach you in one life. You just don't live long enough. Many of us can live 100 years and never know anything because we're so enamored with the distractions. That is this game we're dealing with. It's set up that way. It's set up for you not to pay attention to what you need to pay attention to. It's convenient for you to be lost in the dream. Yet Jesus would come in the fullness of the vine. And he would, through the fullness of the vine, be birthed within an environment, a family dynamic that would be able to sustain him in moving in the right direction. It's as if the stars all aligned for him. And they literally did. He was born under a particular star alignment. He was born within a particular family that could facilitate the direction in which God would want him to go. He would not be the only one that would come and proclaim himself a Messiah. There would be many that would come and do such things, friend. But they would come and go and they would not be effective. What made him effective was that he was a true Messiah. That he had the grace and the direction and the love and the attention from the ancestral realm. This is what made his blood so powerful. It's the vine from which he sprang forth from. A true vine. A guarded vine. A protected vine. And he comes forward and he is like a bird atop a roof. Like a lone bird sitting atop a roof. And he's observing. He has everything within him that he needs to make it through his life. Yet he's observing. And even though he did not covet the knowledge, he gave the knowledge freely. The environment of which he was in had shifted. He's still standing in the power of the vine, of all of those people that came before him from the same vine. The Nehemiahs, the Davids, the Hezekiahs, the Solomons. He's still standing in the Isaiahs, all of these monumental people, Caleb's, the Ezras, and so on. But many of the house that he's around that are of the same house do not stand in this integrity. What Jesus would find in Jesus coming forward would be that those that had shown levels of integrity during the time of his forefathers, those Daniels that when they went into Babylon kept the integrity of the laws of their house at their heart, even though they're serving in another man's kingdom that does not honor their God. They keep the integrity at heart. And they don't go too far.